bring up our moderator for the day, Director Trey Haley.
Thank you. Yes, my name is Trey Haley. I'm the director of the family business. Got one of our other directors here, Veronica Nichols. She's in the room too. I'm the executive producers and partner of Tri-Destin Studios, who we work with Carl Weber's Urban Books Media to make the show. So without further ado, let's bring up some of our phenomenal actors. So I'm gonna start with Darrin Henson. Darrin Henson plays, of course.
Hey everybody, I play Orlando Duncan.
Next up, we have Javicia Leslie.
Shut it down. Shut it down. Yes.
And Javicia, if you could let me know who you play.
I play Paris Duncan.
Yes, you did.
Next up, we have the Valarie Pettiford.
Hello. Is this on? Testing. Testing? Oh, yeah. That's she on. I play Shippy.
Next up, we have the Ernie Hudson.
Hey guys.
If you could just say the name. Say the name.
Awesome.
Next up, I want to introduce somebody very special here. Y'all know about showrunner, right? Well, the showrunner for our show and the CEO of Tri-Destin Studios, she runs the whole thing. Next to Carl Weber, who is our creator. Carl couldn't be here right now, who created the show, but I would like to introduce to you Indy Brown Jones.
Hello, good people. Amen. Thank you. I'm Indy Brown Jones, and I'm the CEO of Tri-Destin Studios and the showrunner of this show.
All right, so we'll get to some questions here. We'll go through it, and then maybe we can have a question or two. We have some special guests in the room too. So, let's start here. How did the initial, start with you, Indy Brown Jones. You can kind of break this down a little bit for those who don't know. How did the initial concept of the series come about, and how has it evolved over time?
Amen. So for all of y'all that know, Mr. Carl Weber's a New York Times best-selling author, and he wrote this beautiful novel, The Family Business, a while ago. And it was on a great journey with Carl and Ernie, and we started it as an independent film together. Carl's company, Urban Books. We have some of the team from Urban Books in here today. And Tri-Destin Studios, we got together and we started to do 2 independent films. And what's amazing is the cast that we have today, season 5, is the same cast we had when we first started. And a special thank you to Maureen and Courtney, who are in heaven, and Larissa and John Baldassar, who were the people that greenlit the show in the beginning, and also to Rose Catherine, Michelle, Michael Sigmund, Chris, and Josie, who are the people that are championing us now at BET. So it's been a great journey, and to have this level of stars, I mean, it's an honor. It's an honor and a privilege and a blessing every day that we get to work with our icons and we get to make new stars every day.
Now, start with you, Ernie. Why, and we can go down and look for each one of you to answer this question. What about this character resonated with you? What made you want to play this role?
Well, there were a couple things that I really responded to. The primary thing was the family. In spite of all the things that they were doing or considering, it was a family. And family is to me, the most important thing. And it was a strong family, a Black family that had power and wasn't ashamed to show that power and demonstrate that power. And I really hadn't seen that in the media, pretty much. And they were smart people, not just people doing stupid stuff. So, but also I've been working in this business for, at that time, at least 50 years. And, you hear a lot of things about Black productions and Black people working together, but Carl Weber offered me this chance to play a role that I had never been really offered a chance to play. And it was this guy who was fully, dimensional, but someone who really cared about his family. And that was a chance, it was something that I've done a lot of different things, but to be this human being in the situation was an opportunity that I really couldn't pass up, so.
Valarie. Ditto. Oh my God. Yes, I've been in business almost as long as you have. And as a result of that, I've never, in all those years, got a chance to play this type of role. I've always wanted to play this type of role. I'm like a mafia wife. And this is, for me, I've had the opportunity to do some great things in my life, but this truly is my favorite role of all time. Of all time. I get a chance to really do, as Ernie said, things I haven't done before. It's about family at the end of the day. Yes, the circumstances around it is a little crazy. No, I would not want that in my real life. But good God, who would want a husband like that? And children like this? Even though Junior's acting up still. Junior, children like that. And so I'm just truly honored, truly blessed. And I've worked with Tridestin for many years, and I would do anything for them. And when they called me to do this, it was like, yes, 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 and yes, and thank you.
So I co-signed, obviously, with Ernie and Valarie as far as this role really being one of my favorite roles. I remember when I first auditioned for it, Paris is so, y'all don't know me, but she's so opposite of who I am. And playing Paris allows me to go into a world where I am free of any expectations, free of any rules and things that I follow every day. Like, I get to kill people all the time. I get to do all kinds of things that I just don't get to do in my regular life. Not that I want to do that, but it's just to say, like, to play pretend, it makes it so much fun. So that was one of the first reasons why I love this role. I think the second was obviously my cast. I have been able to work with the greats. I get to work with these three and more, because there's a few more of us in the audience, every single day I show up on set, and that's an honor. And then the third thing that really sold it for me was Miss Indy Brown Jones. With a Black woman that has such grace, such honor, such poise. It's like, one, I feel safe. Our set is so loving. It's so abundant. I feel so safe. it feels like it's led through Christ, even though I know that sometimes it seems, but it is. We prayed before we start, and it's just like, it feels like home. My mom comes to set all the time. I do this because I love it, and I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be.
Thank you for the flag.
I'll tell my mama.
And for me, it was interesting timing. You know how they say everything is in God's time. And Andy and I and Trey were just newly developing a relationship. And this is a true story. And I believe in vision boards. And I had just completed a vision board. And I think maybe a couple of weeks later, Andy called and she said, "Hey, brother." And I said, "What's going on, Andy?" And she said, "I want to talk to you about something." So she introduced the project to me. I said, "Well, who's in it?" She said, "Ernie Hudson." I said, "Yes." And it really has been a family, a close-knit family. And you know, when you sit down with Carl and you talk to him, and he talks about the arcs and where the characters are going and the development, it really is this cacophony of, you know, palpable energy when he's telling you. And it just really resonated with me, and I'm so glad that I said yes to this. And so, yes, yes, yes. Yes.
So let's talk a little bit more about the collaborative process among everyone, between your fellow actors, Carl, the writer, sometimes Trey, the director. How we kind of vibe. You know, tell them about that energy of how we all work among each other to make what Carl's vision is. You know, you're dealing with a major book series, trying to make this come together in 45 minutes each week or whatever. But how we all vibe and make this thing work together, just give a little insight about that.
Well, I think what's really interesting about our show is we definitely have Ernie and Valarie at the helm. But this is a show that really gets in deep to the whole family. It's a multi-generational show, and it's for everyone. You can see yourself in everybody. It's really important to us when we're casting, that we cast people that look like us, that feel like us, that just know the culture. And I mean, I think it starts there. We cast really good people that believe in excellence and really wanted to see these characters evolve and be authentic to us. And that's important to Carl too. I think when we first sat down with the book, we said we definitely wanted to transcend to the audience in a multi-generational way, multi-generational way. So many times with our shows, it's like, oh, this is just funny, or this is just killing, or this is just, no, we're everybody. We're everything. We're sexy, we're dynamic, we're intelligent, we're beautiful, we're rich, and all those things. I think everybody that we casted, and even our crew, identified with that reality. And I think that's what gives the cohesiveness to making sure that we're excellent, we're giving all that and more.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I totally agree. It's really amazing, and it is like family. I want to say it's like family. And there's never been a time that I've shown up on set that every single person I'm working with isn't 100%. I mean, everybody shows up with their absolute best. Working with Valarie is just, it's always what do I say? It's a lesson, It's I just love her so much, and it's a pleasure to just go to work and be a part. Some of you might have noticed, I'm one of the executive producers, and in the very beginning, I thought, okay, there's going to be all this work that I have to do, but honestly, the vision that ND has holding this all together, and Carl, and I'm just happy to be here and to be a part of. But I just so love the cast, without exception. And the casting that happens, and Trey is a blessing. I mean, he's like I totally trust him. There's so many shows that actually I've worked with the director like Trey because I just completely trust, you know, what he sees, his vision. It's just a blessing all the way around. I'm rambling on, but I'm just so thankful to be a part of this, and my life and my career is in a different place because I've had the opportunity to work with this group of people. It's been a real blessing.
He just is handling like there's such a great level of respect. Like Ernie said, I mean, people show up and show out. I mean, it's just, we always want to take it to another level. And Trey allows us to do that. He allows us to be free and make choices. And guys, it starts with the writing. Carl can write some scenes. And it's like literally, I've never had to think hard about this character. I've never had to, you know, just harbor on things. It's all I say to myself, just read the lines. Just read the lines. It's all there. It's written there. And I have to say as well with Ernie, I mean, come on, first of all, huge fan. You know, I'm fangirling over here. But he's so extraordinary and he is so funny. I don't know if y'all know, but he oh my God. And so we're laughing and loving, and it's just palpable throughout this whole experience, this family. I mean, getting to work with, come on, Javicia and Darrin and Brely and Ski and Ben. I mean, Bernadette. Come on now, Bernadette. I mean, it goes on and on and on. I could be here all week to describe and say who's here in this incredible cast. But it's family, it's respect, it's everybody shows up, and it's so much love.
I know when you brought up collaborative, I think one of the things that we all can agree on is that Carl trusts us to know, like if you want to talk from an actor's perspective, we are in LA, right? He trusts us to know our worlds, our relationships, I don't use the word character, but like our life. And because of that, it is really like a collaboration every time we show up. Like, as an actor, I'm not used to my opinion mattering when we're on set. It's like, this is what the words are, do your work, and then show up. But with this project, I feel, and I think this is why we love it so much, we feel so involved in the process. And I mean, we'll walk into an empty room and I'm like, how are you about to make this a shopping center? Like, and then Myra and her crew show up on set, and next thing you know, I'm shopping in the mall. That's what But that's the type of like trust that we all have with each other. That's the type of creativity that this project brings out of us. And that's kind of like what you're seeing. You see us all, we're very close. We had a little rap party, like we're really, really close, but it's because we all really, really trust each other. Yeah.
It's also a very, very creative, safe space. And I'll explain what I mean by that. So we have Emilio, we have Yadi, right? We have Mr. Senor Cruz over there. So you have a very diverse cast as well that gets to tell different stories. And if you look at the development of the character over the years, they have grown. Like you're seeing in society right now, characters that have kind of permeated the screens of television. And them telling their stories their way becomes a conversation that people are having for long periods of time. And so when you get the opportunity to do something special in that way for 5 seasons, think about it. Other shows last 3, 4 seasons. We're in the 5th season of this show. So what you want to do is you want to come to work and honor that. You want to come to work and do the work and tell the stories. We're storytellers. And as long as we can get to tell these stories this way in a safe environment, then we can focus on the creativity to get it out to you.
Yes, yes. I mean, and look, we're in season 5. I'm gonna say this, without giving any spoilers away, because we wanna give knowledge here too. But I wanna touch on something really quick before I do that. Without getting any spoilers away, what do you think the fans can expect this season? Without giving any spoilers.
I'm gonna tell you.
I'm gonna give y'all one big hint. Where is there's a gentleman here really quick. I just want to stand up. I'm just gonna give you one hint, then I'm gonna let him sit on back down. Where's Junior Duncan here really quick? Sean. Come stand in the light so they can see your face.
Come to the light. Come to the light. Come to the light.
Watch this. Turn around. And then Brely, really quick. Step up.
Come to the light.
Now this is the only spoiler. Because there's another big spoiler coming up this. I can't give you that one. But this one right here, I'm gonna let you know. It's only popping this season. If y'all haven't seen, anybody that hasn't seen season 4, at the end of season 4, you know what happened. You will get your answer this season. That's all I'm saying.
To piggyback on that, I think, because we know, I think we're bringing sexy black. Because on so many levels, there's a lot of sexiness going on in the tub. You know, it's people got different love interests going on, but it's definitely season 5, man. We took it higher. One of the things that Gayla, who is our key glam hair, she always says is we going higher. Season 5 is a real season 5. There's so many spoilers. It's so many beautiful clothes by Ronnie. We have a wonderful makeup team that just did us beautifully. We have a new female director that came to the show. Like Javicia said, I mean, we're taking y'all everywhere. This season, I'm gonna give one away. It's a lot of killing going on. So I that's it without really spoiling.
Which is amazing, because I was in my hometown of Benton Harbor, Michigan, recently. And as I travel now, I get more comments from family business going through the airport than I do Ghostbusters or something else. People are finding it, but I have 3 cousins who are pastors of churches, and it's their favorite show. You know, before their son, they're watching Family Business. So how it's been embraced and touched. I wish we had more money so we could actually travel in Europe and do a whole bunch of other stuff.
Michael Sigmund.
Yeah, it's amazing with how, just incredible, and it just, anyway, that's all I want to say. People also have found that familyness, and they're connected in a way that I haven't found in a lot of shows. So people, it's going out. We are family, but it goes into, it's going out into the world, and not just Black audiences or urban audiences. You know, people are finding it. That's really exciting.
And also,
Not just Black jobs.
although, I mean, you know, we travel a great deal, and you know, when you go to Africa, you have people that, is Orlando. My brother, we watching. We watching. Like they love the show internationally. And so it's everywhere, and it's beautiful to see us in all different forms of brown, black, light beige, and it's amazing to be received by different communities, the Latino community, the Black community, the Caucasian community now, right? It's a show that is about a family, and it's about the protection of family and the consistency of, y'all know the end of this, right? More money, more problems. And that's what we did with, right? The Duncans, more money, more problems. So there's so much more to come.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna get into some Q&A, right? Anybody have any questions?
Yes, Q&A, we're going to do like 5 questions. Please do not state your bio before, do not ask for your job. One sentence, it's been happening all weekend. One sentence question, be respectful, please.
Any question?
Related to the topic of today.
Yes, how y'all doing? My name is Greg. I have a question for Javicia. I've been following you for a long time. I want
You need to stop following my
I've been following you since we call it the hip hop dances, so we go way back. But my question to you, Javicia, is do you purposely pick like roles with actions? Because like, I know you did a wonderful job with Batwoman, and yes. Yeah, to be honest, I've been following it from the first season, second season, and to be honest with you, I'm not too crazy about the original one, but when you came in, it kept me interested in the show. But what I did want to know is, why do you pick those roles, and is it because you've trained for it, or is it something that you just really enjoy?
I just think that I'm walking in my purpose, and when that happens, things start to come in alignment. Because when I auditioned for this felt so out of my reach. Like, I am not like Paris. That attitude that she has, that ice, I'm like the complete opposite. I was not raised that way. And so getting the opportunity to play in that world, I think it showed me like this is where I'm supposed to be. So then when I had other opportunities to play in the action world, I was like, oh, I got this, I'm Paris Duncan. Like, so if I'm Paris Duncan, I can be Batwoman. Or if I'm Paris Duncan, I can be Tomb Raider. I can be any of these things because I'm Paris Duncan.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Hi, my name is Kim. It's actually for Javicia, something you touched on earlier, a little bit to piggyback off of this, but when you talk about going into a role where it's not you, it's the total opposite of you, how do you or any of you tap into that? What do you do as an actor and an actress to help you prepare?
Those are my favorite roles because I'm myself every day. So the moment I get to, those are the ones I can focus more. Those are the ones that I think I do better at because I can put like my Javicia mask and Javicia worries and Javicia stress to the side and move into the world of Paris and what those worries and those stresses are, and then leave them again. And so like, to me, that's just so much fun. That's what I signed up to do. I signed up to play make-believe. I didn't sign up to be myself on screen. I'm sure other actors here have.
Anyone else? How do you prepare?
Man, you know, it's not always easy dropping into these characters because if you're telling the truth about a character, it is not make-believe. You're dealing with that consciousness, you're dealing with those emotions and feelings. And sometimes as an actor, you can attract the very thing that you're dealing with in the TV series in your life because the energy is real. And so if you are aware, it's very important to take that off when cut is yelled because you can carry it around. I mean, there are many people who have done that. So it's about telling the truth and dropping into a character and doing that work. When we're on set, it's a private moment in public. So it's about doing the work, but you must take that work off at the end of the day. And sometimes it's not always easy.
And just to add to it, to what Darrin is saying, you gotta believe it. If you cannot be separate from the work or the words. You truly have to. This is my brother. This is my mother. That is my dad. And when we're on set, we really actually operate like that. And I have to believe it. I have to create the memories, even if they're not written down. I remember when I was in elementary school, my mom would come pick me up in her Bentley, like whatever it may be. But like, it's small, but what it does is it creates a real world for you that you're living in. Whether you're doing a scene that has anything to do with it or not, it still influences everything that you do when you're on set.
Awesome. Next question.
Hello. My name is Darrin. This is for Mr. and Mrs. Duncan. I know you guys said this is not the role that you normally play, but another thing, like, how do you tap into the character? Like, because most of the time, Chippy, you always getting carjacked. How do you guys tap into that of the characters that you play?
Well, it's funny. Most of the characters I play or have been playing or known for are, yes, rich, but just very, snooty and very, up crust and all this and just all that. And this has, if you know the stories, she did not come from, high standards, and she came from humble beginnings and such. And so a little bit more street. And I will say this, and I probably shouldn't, but I will say this. My friends will say I'm more definitely like Chippy. And so it's easier for me to play this. You know what I mean? It's just, Chippy is, you get all of it. Her past that was tough and hard, but she wanted to, get out of that and climb and reach for the stars. And she found that with her husband, and she learned. And so, but that street still is involved, and family and background comes into play and stuff. It's very complex, but it's so easy. And I don't know why. This is one of the easiest roles I've ever had to play. Yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, it's to be able to play the head of a mob family, whatever that means. It's not the kind of thing that I personally would even want to play. I mean, if somebody just said, well, here's a guy, he does this and he kills these people, but I'm like, but for me, it was an opportunity to really connect with family and what you do for your family, but also every decision that LC makes, it's like, how does that impact, how do I do that? If I had to protect my family, I gotta do what I gotta do, but I can't just do it. I mean, it's gotta have some, there's a struggle there. How do I, even if my wife does it, how do I look at her? So all those things makes it interesting because all those decisions are really complicated. And what I wanted LC to do was not just a guy who's tough and, he just goes out and kills people, but everything is a consequence and everything impacts everything else. And that's what I love about the show and Carl's writing is like, this is how we get into our lives and keeping them glued together. And now my son is an idiot. And I don't know how Carl is going to come out of this, but I just know that in life, it's complicated. And I want the audience to know that they're not just, let's just go out and whatever, but these are people really doing the best they can, like we all are. But aware that this is a tough decision, but there's a cost that I'm going to have to pay for all this stuff. And to me, that's important because a lot of the black characters I've seen over the years in media, it's like it's one-dimensional. They don't think about. But I got a daughter who's watching me. I got a son who has a son, and all that stuff. And that's what I love about this show because we get to see how complicated it really is and how really daring they are to live these lives on this level and not back down. So.
Ernie, do you remember, sorry y'all, in the first season where Paris messed up and you had to strangle me? And Ernie was like, I can't see a father putting his hands around his daughter's throat. And I was like, we gotta make it make sense because this is such a moment. And first we had to figure it out, and then we figured it out, and it was like one of the best moments. And I know how complicated that was for you, especially because you're a dad in real life.
Yeah, no, that. So it's how do I don't know. How do I? And for me as an actor, I don't know when it was
Originally, it was he's putting a gun to your head.
Yeah.
And Ernie said, I won't do it. He said, I can't put a gun to her head. So strangling was the plan B.
And then sometimes it's so, I don't know. I had to go to training when we got news that Orlando had been killed, even though we find out later on, but we were together. I don't know what, I got 4 sons. I'm trying to, I went to church and said, I don't know how to do this. I need your help here. I don't know if you remember that, but it's because if you want to keep being real about it, I know how to act it. I know how to I know how to be good, but what's really going on with me and how do I live with the consequences? And that's what I love about the show. And that's what I'm hoping, and that's what I think audience are getting, that it's not just doing this stuff just for fun, but this is the world they're in, and this is how they survive and still love each other. So.
Last 2 quick questions, quick answers, please.
Hi, my name is Arcee. First, are the Duncans looking to adopt another son? Seriously, this is a question for all of you as actors. It's been a tough time for me to deal with this. I've been denied roles because of my height. How do you deal with some of the bridges that you come across that were to get to the point where you are? How did you deal with some of the times when people were like, well, no, because of this, it's something you can't really change. I can't shrink overnight.
If you give up on Monday, there is no Tuesday.
Also, my grandmother who raised me said, we don't go over that verse in the Bible about putting out your trust in man. So I ain't depending on nobody in this business because they're all a little bit crazy and they don't know what I can do. But I know the universe will somehow, there's a Carl Weber over there, there's an Indian Brown over there, I don't even know, but somehow the universe will bring it together. So doing what you know, the universe will tell you what you need to do. You just gotta understand that you're not smart enough to figure it out for yourself. But be prepared, that's it. Be prepared.
Don't give up, don't give in. Don't give up, don't give up. You don't know what's around the corner. You know, it's a tough business, and every 6 months I want to give up. But I don't, and it works out. You know what I mean? Trust it, you'll find your way.
Also, some of the best written work has the most authentic looking people. That's why when people are like changing their faces and their bodies, I'm like, just hold on, because you really want your movie and your television show to look like the real world. And there is a role for everyone.
Yes. Hey, and I'll say this, kind of leaning on that. There's a role being written for you right now. There's an opportunity written for you that's going to showcase who you are, and then everybody won't care how tall you are because they're going to just want you. So that's like Kevin Hart saying, how am I supposed to be a leading man in Hollywood? And he wouldn't be the prototype, typically. But if he would have stopped, we would not know the Kevin Hart we know today, because that's why they hire him now, because of his height, and because of that talent and that God-given creation, which is what you have, brother. So just remove that out your mind and just know, just keep doing the work, be consistent, and it's coming to you.
The thing is preparation. The story in the Bible about the brides waiting for the groom, and one was prepared. So you got to be, your preparing is your way of telling the universe that I trust I believe, and I'm prepared when it comes, but a lot of people are waiting and they don't want to give up, but they also aren't preparing for that opportunity. So you got to keep working at it. It's coming.
Amen.
Mine isn't a question as much as it is a comment. I just wanted to say thank you to Trey and ND for producing such wonderful content that shows us as Black people in our fullness. We are Black, we are beautiful, we are rich, we are mob members, you know, we are everything that we don't necessarily get to portray on other networks or in other films. And so thank you for creating the opportunities for the people that you have and that you continue to, and I wish you guys continued success.
Thank you. And I just want to say a special thank you to BET. Like I said, this started off as an independent film, and they had to have the foresight to see it and say, "Ooh, this is a TV show." So, and I remember we were working on the spinoff of Family Business New Orleans, which is coming. And one of the things that I said to one of the BET execs, I'm like, a family business, we gotta make sure we get 10 seasons. And it's like 10, 15. You know, that's the kind of network that we work for, and we're just, you know, so blessed every day to be able to say, you know, BET Plus, and then, you know, they went out and put us on Netflix, and, you know, we just are so thankful every day to be a part of this BET family. And speaking of family, I would be remiss if I didn't ask every cast member, every star that's in this room, and every crew member to come on up here in this light and let them see you.
We got Darrin. Duncan's in the house. Rio Duncan.
We want to take a picture, guys.
We got Trish.
Amen.
This gentleman here, ladies and gentlemen, this is our DP. He shoots us fabulous. And it's tight.
All right. And we can all get this way and face it. We can take a picture. Okay, and this is Michelle from BET. I want to say a big thank you to Andy, Trey.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we got Paris Duncan right here. Steve Carr. And Blaine.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick picture. Everybody go inside.
We gotta take a picture, guys.
You guys have to work a little bit. You guys have to work a little bit.
Where's Darrin?
You guys step forward. Everyone take 2 steps forward. Darrin. Come on, we all left.
Darrin, if you work on this show, please come to the front.
Okay, look this way first. This way first. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And then look at that. 3, 2, 1. So 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Yay.
3, 2, 1. All right.